In this video, I'll share with you the new method that top international SEO teams use. The same approach we use for our clients to drive monthly signups and revenue, both from Google and LLMs. ChatGPT, Claude, AI Mode, Perplexity, AI overviews. And this method explains why Google shifted from keywords and clusters towards meaning and intent and how LLMs pick that up. So this approach lets drive you new fresh audience from search every day. You get stable flow of leads and you grow monthly revenue month over month without SEO manipulation, without AI content spam, and without mass link building. So if you're running marketing for SaaS or AI product and you felt that your ranking and positions report looked fine, however, your registration, especially revenue from organic, is starting to sliding down, that video is for you. Quick context first. When ChatGPT became popular in 2023, it changed how people search. We moved from keywords to conversations and context-rich queries. So for over 20 years, we typed keywords like buy bike London reviews price and adapted to the robots. And then we're searching through those blue links. Now, because of AI, people write queries and questions like, I live in the Barbican, I need a bike to get to work, I don't want to spend more than 500 quid, what do you recommend? And basically then search has turned into conversation with follow-ups. So users started skipping those blue links entirely, and because they could just get answers from AI. And I spent last 3 years finding tools in SEO and LLMs that actually work with AI search at scale with different types of clients. And every single day I was bombarded with bold claims from those new styled SEO experts saying me, break your content into chunks so LLMs can scan it better. Add schema markup everywhere. Set up a dedicated LLMs TXT for AI bot. Write FAQs because that's the only thing which AI knows. Put rankings and top lists on your website, and of course, put yourself on the first place. Automate AI content production at scale, and so on and so forth. And the method I'm about to share with you, you can be one of the first to implement on your market. It comes down just to 4 things, and I've tested it across different projects and including just early stage startups whose brand is really, really new, and established scale-ups which are already a long time on the market. It works in both. And since 2020, we've been running ESA Digital as a typical SEO agency. We were writing content around target keywords and making link building on relevant websites. But everything changed in mid-2023 when Google started actively testing AI blocks above the organic SERP. So blocks that generate direct answer to your user query, effectively replicating ChatGPT basically inside of the Google search. And we watched our clients' rankings and they held, but the traffic kept dropping almost months over month. And we and thousands of other SEO agencies were starting to losing clients. And we tried to offset the whole thing. So because to offset the drops by launching new locations, and we were testing with international SEO. That worked for a while, but not for every client. And with non-English language, Google eventually came in and just cut the clicks there too. So 2 years ago, I decided to study from scratch everything happening in AI search. I went through more than 300 sources from Google documentation, Claude, Perplexity, SEMrush, and Ahrefs researchers and top SEO practitioners. And what came out was a table of 120 ranking factors that with varying degrees of frequency kept coming up across the sources. And if you'd like this file, you can find the link in the description below. And that table basically become the basis of our practical experiments. So my SEO team and I, we tested everything. We tested technical changes, site architecture, landing pages, content written in blogs, short form answers, long form answers, summaries, FAQs. So some of it gave no results, some gave a small increase, but on one of our flagship clients, Rusk AI, a SaaS product for video translation, which we scaled fast on international organic, but which at that point was getting hammered, we saw something different. And because their LLMs traffic had grown 5x in a year and was now bringing in 1,200 registrations a month with an incredible 38% conversion rate. We went back, looked at everything we'd done over that year. We mapped the traffic spikes to specific work and pulled out 4 directions that actually drove the result. So I'll go deep on each further in the video, but here are they. First, topical authority, also known as semantic SEO. So that means maximum coverage of the topic your product lines in. So AI systems see you as the entity in your niche. Second, brand authority, also known as brand SEO. Mentions of your product in the sources that AI systems themselves cite back in their answers. 3, programmatic SEO, also known as free tools. So giving away part of your product's functionality for free as the top of the funnel. It's how Canva, Lovable, and Wise grew. 4, refresh. Refreshing content on a 30-day cycle. Without this, AI drops citing you. We locked these 4 down and ran an experiment. We just picked 2 most scalable. We picked programmatic SEO, building unique pages around software features, and also brand SEO, so placements in relevant industry, lists, and rankings. 3 months in, we'd hit 12,100 LM visits per month with 2,250 registrations per month. So that's 2x what they had before, and that was over 50% of all signups coming into the site each month. We then added the other 2. We covering relevant topics for topical authority and refreshing pages every 30 days. And that kept the brand inside the AI answers and brought in steady free registrations every month. And here's the second thing we noticed. Those same pages started pulling classical traffic from Google back from there, and that traffic was even better, which meant more registrations and more revenue. So by the end of the experiment, SEO and LLM combined accounted around 70% of all signups to the site and 30% of monthly revenue. I'm sure right now you're questioning and holding the question in your head like, so that's very nice, but can I actually pull this off myself? And 100% you can. Once we got to the results, we went and tested the system on all the rest of our clients, and we've rolled it out fully on more than 15 projects and documented the outcomes. The results exceeded expectations. Case 1, AIther, an AI SaaS platform for essay and academic writing. What we did, created example essays and built topical authority in the academic writing niche. Launched free tools, AI title generator, paraphraser, AI detector. Got placements in rankings and top lists of AI tools for students, lifted brand authority by plus 27 points. Put regular content refresh and the publication of research and studies on a monthly basis. Result, in 6 months, they hit 50,000 monthly AI LM visits and 3,500 registrations per month. Case 2, a well-known enterprise CRM. We are India friendly, so I can't name them, sorry, but we pushed into the top AI recommended CRMs in the US, competing with Salesforce, HubSpot, Monday, Asana, and Trello. What we did. Focused on topical authority on specific clusters, HR, sales automation, project management, so that's semantic SEO. In parallel, worked on brand placements into industry rankings, so like Best CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot alternatives. Over 150 placements went live. That's brand SEO. Build guide and how-to pages in the format free plus CRM, free plus industry plus CRM, so that's programmatic SEO. And run a regular page refresh on target topics, HR and sales with 5 to 10% content changes per page. So that's refresh. Result, 20,000 AI visits per month. Brand presence across AI overviews, ChatGPT and Perplexity with 100,000 monthly impressions and a place in the top 8 recommended CRMs in our target clusters in the US. Case 3, another one, Noji, a mobile app for exam prep and language learning, made an exit. So what we did, we focused on topical authority in flashcards, study tools, exam prep and language learning, semantic SEO. Rolled out programmatic SEO on top of their library, 50,000 ready-made decks. So that built a tagging system and clustering by subject, exam and language. Listed in niche listicles like top and best, brand SEO, and ran mass indexation through specialized services and brought site indexation up to 85% of previously hidden pages and refreshed the main pages every 30 days. Refresh. The result, organic traffic grew 4x per month, registration grew 17x per month, The web channel started delivering 20% of total product revenue. So that's an unusual split for a consumer mobile app. And in May 2026, Nodge was acquired by the Lightroom at the $4 million ARR mark. And it doesn't only work for us. If you look at the top 1 SaaS products in the world, they are all using the same logic. Wise runs huge clusters around currency converters, hundreds of thousands of pages that bring people to do a free conversion who then sign up and use the service. Canva gives away free templates for every template query, like invoice template, resume template, Instagram post template, hundreds of thousands of programmatic SEO pages bringing in millions of users a month. Lovable does the same in the AI development niche, component galleries, project templates, usage examples. Webflow is the classic blend of topical authority, Webflow University, guides, with programmatic SEO, site templates, marketplace. And this isn't a coincidence. It's the same 4-direction system, just at different stages of scale. And I understand why most SaaS and AI marketing teams aren't able to build this system right now. It's not because your team is weak or you are doing something wrong. It's because the rules of the games have changed and most teams still playing by the old ones. Let's be honest. From 2010 till 2023, SEO worked on a very simple recipe. You write content around keywords and you buy backlinks. It worked. Tens of thousands of sites scaled that model. And if in 2022 you hired an SEO agency and that worked exactly that way, you made a perfect reasonable choice and that was the market standard. Since 2024, the recipe broke sharply. Old school SEO, like keyword optimization and link building, doesn't just work in this new world, it's working against you. And because AI systems don't mention you based on your position in the top 10, which barely exists anymore because thanks Google, we have AI overview almost on all of the screen. They grade you on how deeply your brand is embedded as an entity in the knowledge graph and how often you get cited by the sources they trust. And you are not at fault for playing by the old rules. Nobody walked in and just announced that, hey, that's everything has changed. Metrics just started slipping and your team had to figure it out alone. And here's what I see across most teams still trying to play the old rooms and the old game. First, you hired an SEO agency that reports on rankings. Today, ranking position is the worst metric there is. There are no metrics on AI overviews, ChatGPT, Claude, or Google AI mode. They survive only inside the classic blue link era, which is a shrinking slice of the SERP right now. So your report says ranking up to 12 new keywords while registrations keep falling. So the traffic is going into AI overviews and LLMs and report doesn't even see it. Second, you keep buying links through marketplaces and guest posts. So before 2024, domain rate was the currency of the SEO market and domain authority directly influenced rankings. Today, Google and LLMs count brand mentions in the sources they cite back themselves, not the number of do-follow links. And that's the heart of the new brand SEO. Like DR70 link from a mid-tier blog gives you zero signal in ChatGPT, and just one mention of your brand in a top 10 category tools piece of a TechCrunch, J2, or a Gartner report. That's a strong entity signal, and ChatGPT starts citing you back. Third, you're starting a mass AI content generation. Someone hired an AI content agency and now publishes 200 articles a month. At first, traffic actually shows up. Google indexes. And then the next helpful content update rolls in, which happens every quarter, and the whole domain loses from 60 to 80% of its visibility. And it isn't just hitting those badly generated pages, it hits the entire site because Google grades helpfulness as the domain level, not the page level. Is the same, let's do more with logic as the link building error. Just now it's about content, but AI search works differently. It doesn't count pages. It grades brand authority and semantic relevancy. 1,000 AI pages without semantic relevancy is noise, and the algorithm filtered out really quick. Fourth, you rolled out on every AI SEO hack from the LinkedIn post checklist. LLMs TXT, scheme on every page, FAQ blog at the end of every article, chunking content. So it works for the first week. then it stops and your team just spent a month implementing it. The painful part isn't the lost time, is that the hacks keep rolling out without changing the underlying strategy. It's like turning on an nitro in a car with no engine. Fifth, you split SEO and geo across different teams. You bought SEO from one agency, geo optimization from another, and PR from a third one. Each reports on its own metrics. They don't talk to each other, and overall funnel never gets pieced together. But Google and LLMs grade the sites as a whole. All four directions, topical authority, brand mentions, programmatic, and refresh, they need to sit under a single strategy owner. Otherwise, they start cannibalizing each other. So the geo team will be mass producing FAQ blocks. The SEO team in parallel writes extra content, and PR buys links on sources, and LLMs don't cite. The signals eat each other. And I lived through all of it myself in 2023 and 2024 when our agencies started starting to walk away from us. And we tried every solution on the market before realizing we needed just to rebuild the whole approach from scratch. There were many stones on our road before we landed on the simple 4-direction system that we found out. And if someone tells you it's easy peasy, you won't believe it right away, and you'll be looking for the catch. But it turns out that any SaaS or AI team can roll this model out and reinforce it with every new release. Think of it less as one-off campaign and more as a machine that once you build in and turn it right, it keeps driving on its own. And you feed it the right inputs, a few new pages per month, a refresh cycle, the right brand mentions and placements, and it keeps pulling in users and revenue without you sitting on every day. And that's the difference between SEO and geo strategy that compounds on what you need versus when you're firefighting every quarter to keep the numbers up. I look at the new AI SEO market right now, and I see a new wave of AI slop hype just under a different source. And the noise is loud, and marketing teams are getting lost in it, and they have good reasons to be. Who's actually to blame for making it almost impossible to make sense of? Category 1. AI SEO gurus on LinkedIn and X. A year ago, they had no idea how Google Search worked. Today, they sell $3,000 courses, $500 hour consultations without a single public case study on a serious product. They sold Get into ChatGPT in 30 days via LLMs TXT, and then pivoted to AI citations, hacks, and then to geo audits of 20-point checklists. Then they pivoted to Claude co-work, which will be doing everything for yourself. And so if you bought one of those courses and it didn't work, well, don't worry, it's not working for anyone. Category 2, more dangerous than the first one. That's the new wave of AI SEO platforms that raise tens of millions on seed and Series A. A new launch every week in the LinkedIn feed. Their newsletter land in your CMO's inbox every day. Expensive branding, conference keynotes, landing pages promising to solve your AI search visibility in 1 quarter. And somewhere on those pages, the eye-watering ARR figures they supposedly delivered for clients. And what they're actually doing, in most cases, they're monitoring tools. So software that tracks which ChatGPT, Perplexity, and AI overviews answers mention your brand. And that's a very useful feature, but it's a thermometer, not the cure. And it's not a strategy. It's not an execution. It's just a dashboard for measuring how you're doing. So CMOs buy a subscription at $1,500 or $3,000 per month. They get back an AI visibility score, what's the number month they move, and they don't know what to do with it because it's going up. Why? It's going down. What should we change? 6 months later, the team is back where it started and only the budget is gone. And the $50 million they raised on Series A, so that's invested in marketing, in enterprise sales, in branding, not in your registrations being higher at the end of the quarter. Category 3, the most dangerous, old school SEO that says nothing fundamentally changed. So these folks walk into a CMO meeting and say, don't believe the hype. AI overviews is the same SEO. LLMs are the same indexation. Just do good classical SEO and it'll rank everywhere. So it sounds really reassuring to a CMO bombarded by the noise, and it's the worst advice you can take today. Because between classical SEO and working under AI search, there's a real difference, not in nuances, in the foundation. Here's what classical SEO fundamentally doesn't do versus AI search. Works with entities, not keywords. So classical SEO builds keyword clusters and optimizes against them. AI search works with entities in the knowledge graph and the connections between them, optimizing for CRM keys for team and optimizing for Asana as a product in the project management category are two different operations. Counts brand mentions, not links. So classical SEO grades authority by domain rate and the number of do-follow links. AI system grade by unlinked brand mentions in the sources they cite back in their answers. And this isn't theory. Ahrefs published a study in December 2025 across 75,000 brands showing brand mentions correlate with AI citation 3x more strongly than backlinks. Deletes content rather than adding more. So classical SEO adds pages to expand coverage. AI search often requires the opposite. Delete what's not relevant so the topical authority of the core lifts. So old school SEO doesn't do this on principle. For them, delete a page means lose traffic. 30-day refresh cycle, not publish and forget. So classical SEO publishes and never comes back. AI search loses your citations without a steady refresh. Completely different metrics. So classical SEO counts ranking and traffic. AI search counts share of voice in LLM answers, citation frequency, and the LLM to Google ratio. None of these metrics show up in old school reports. They don't know what to measure or how. So when one of those agencies tell you, relax, we know SEO, they do. They know 2018 SEO. And you are getting today's search in 2018 algorithms applied to, and then wondering why your traffic and registrations keep falling. And this is critical because we don't have much time. Gartner predicted back in 2024, the classical search traffic would drop by 25%. SEMrush and Ahrefs go further. AI search will overtake classical SERP as a traffic channel in the next few years. Earlier in informational niches rather than in transactional. And in the next 12 to 18 months, the bulk of warm search traffic will be coming from systems that don't operate by classical SEO rules. Teams listening to just do what you used to will lose this channel, not because they're working badly, but because they're working well under rules that no longer apply. It's possible this video showed up in your feed by accident and you are not yet sure whether you should trust me. Especially after everything I said about all those AI SEO gurus and platforms that raise tens of millions of dollars. And let me clear this up straight away. I'm not an SEO expert. My name is Dennis Lazard, and I'm a marketing technology entrepreneur and AI founder. For over 10 years, I've been building AI and MarTech projects across the UK and Europe. And before our agency, I launched 8 digital products across AI, MarTech, e-commerce, and other niches. And best known of them is MarSup, an AI assistant for Google. And we started building back in 2016, so long before anyone was talking about AI agents. And by 2018, we joined Google for Startups Campus in Europe as one of the earliest marketing technology founders there. And we won the award of the best MarTech startup in Central Europe along the way. So I look at these both sides as a founder myself and as someone who now helps the marketing teams ship results. And ESA Digital is our agency, which I founded in 2020. And we've scaled 60 plus AI and tech companies by 6 to 10x. And we have clients including Google Startups, Farfetch, brands featured on BBC Dragon's Den, and we've helped contribute to 4 public exits. The most recent one is Noji, the one I just covered in the case studies earlier. So the first question I always ask on any work is, does this drive business results or it doesn't? And for everything we've tested across our own products, client projects, and also portfolio companies, 4 directions kept consistently coming up on top. And I'll be honest with you, it's at this stage, it's correlation, not the causation, but correlation that holds across dozens of projects. So I don't run this channel just for the hype. I run it to share the method and invite other teams into the channel for interviews and case studies breakdown. So now to the most important part. Let's get into the mechanism itself, step by step. I walk you through how the system works for us. Now I'll show you how to copy it on your end. So to pull traffic and registrations from Google and LMs every month, you need to be working on all 4 directions at once. Not 1, not 2, all 4. Otherwise, the system doesn't work and you get gaps and inconsistent results. So the 4 directions: first, topical authority; second, brand authority; third, free tools; fourth, regular content refresh. Let me go deep on each one. First, topical authority. Semantic SEO. Topical authority is about how deeply and broadly your site covers the topics you operate in. It's the foundation everything else sits on top of. So since 2018, after Google rolled out BERT and across every modern LLM, each search engine have stopped working with keywords. They work with meaning, with entities and connections between them. So those connections, they live in the knowledge graph. What that means for you in practice. First, you need to build the topical map of your niche. Take 50 to 100 of your best customers and analyze how they actually phrase their jobs to be done. Not by a CRM, but how to organize sales in a startup after a seed round, for example. So pull queries from ChatGPT, Claude, and AI overviews on these topics. There are tools for that. It's like Ahrefs, Autoly, Profound, AthenaHQ. You can choose your one and map every entity tied to your niche. So competing products, methodologies, frameworks, problems, industry terms, and build the topic tree. So pillar, cluster, and long tail. So then there will be 2 actions which you need to make. First, close the graph with content. Every major branch of the topic needs a pillar page. Every subtopic needs a cluster of 3 to 7 articles, and every long tail query needs a precise, focused answer. Second, and this is hard, delete everything irrelevant. So this is what almost no one does. Most sites have 30 to 50% of their pages sitting outside their core. Blog posts about company offsites, guest articles from 2018, service pages for offering your discounted years ago. Every one of those pages waters down your topical authority in Google's eyes and also LLMs. In our work, deleting thin and irrelevant content regularly drives a 2 to 3x lift in traffic to the remaining pages within 2 to 3 months. And it's the least obvious and most powerful single move you can make today. Brand authority, brand SEO. It used to be simple. You just buy enough DR70 links and your authority went up. So that's that. Google and LLMs now look at your brands as an entity in the knowledge graph, and they grade it completely on different signals. Branded search. How many people type your brand name directly into Google and LLMs? This is the strongest single signal there is. If direct search around your brand is growing, Google understands you matter as an entity in your niche. Unlinked mentions. Mentions of your brand on authoritative sources, even without a direct link. So the SEO industry used to chase links and only links which are to follow and no follow in very rare cases. Today, a brand mention is the authoritative article without a link. Often works better than a paid to follow link from a scratchy domain. Co-citations, mentions of your brands together with category leaders. If you list it on best CRM piece next to Salesforce and HubSpot, LLM start treating you as a part of the same category. We saw it before, and before it was called linking neighborhood. Now it's called brand authority, and we see how it works, and it really drives amazing results. So what to do in practice? Get into the listicles, top 10 CRMs, best AI tools for X, alternatives to Y. This is the most underrated brand mention channel. So we aimed for a minimum of 20 to 30 site placements per quarter. Run your own original research and just publish first-party data. So people cite it organically, and it's the cleanest authority signals you can generate. Before it was called reverse outreach by Brian Dean from Backlinko. Now you can use this as your driver because that drives amazing backlinks which not so important right now, that more like brand links, and you get it, and LM starts citing you. 3, programmatic SEO, free tools. So this is how you scale your pages against informational and transactional queries. So the idea is simple. You give part of your product as a free utility, a calculator, generator, converter, quiz, template, and each utility becomes a landing page that closes specific intent. So Canva does it with templates like invoice template, business card template, CV template, hundreds of thousands of those pages. Wise does it with currency converters. Every currency pair gets its own page. Lovable does it with components and project templates. How to build it for yourself. Take the 5 to 10 most frequent jobs your users have around the core function of your product. For each, build a simple free tool like a calculator, quiz, generator, translator, template, and technically this is often just a couple of evenings of front-end work. Make every tool page a proper landing page with H1, problem framing, the tool itself, result explanation, and then clear path into the main product where they can either try it themselves straight away, or they can register and then start using it for free and then convert. So this gives you 2 compounding effects: a huge volume of indexed pages capturing informational and transactional traffic, plus an organic funnel to your core product. And very important thing, don't confuse programmatic SEO with AI content spam. So programmatic means unique data or functionality on every page. So the way Wise has real exchange rates and real converters, and AI spam is a generated text wrapped around no real value. So Google can distinguish between 2 very good. And the first one works. The second one gets penalized in 3-4 months or even quicker, depending on your brand authority. Refresh and regular content updates. The final element and the most underrated one. LLMs in Google love fresh content, not new, but recently updated. Several Stanford NLP papers from 2024 and 2025 and independent SEO experiments, they just say on the same findings. If a piece of content has been updated within the last 30 days, the probability of it being cited in AI goes up to roughly 25%. So the rule is simple. Every 30 days, run a 5 to 10% content update on your key pages. Refresh stats, swap dates examples, update, modify date. And teams that do this constantly keep their brands inside AI answers. Teams that don't lose citations within months. So how the 4 foundations work together. And this is the most important part. None of these 4 directions on it deliver a systematic result. So topical authority alone without brand mentions, you get outranked by competitors with stronger brands. Brand mentions alone without topical coverage, LMs know about you but don't cite you because there is no deep content to take from. Programmatic SEO alone without refresh, pages disappear from AI answers within 3, 6, or sometimes 9 months. Refresh alone without topical coverage, there is nothing basically to refresh. So all 4 directions work as the single system. That's the mechanism, not the tactic, but flywheel that builds momentum with every cycle. Once you've built the system, it works for you always. Every new piece of content improves everything else. Every new brand mention lifts the rankings of existing pages. Every refresh brings pages that dropped out of AI answers back. And that's the real strength. It doesn't depend on a single traffic source or a single algorithm. ChatGPT changes, Google still works. Google changes, Claude still works. A new AI search engine launches, it picks up the same signals, and you're inside it by default. The old playbook used to be simple, with content around, build content around keywords and buy backlinks. So it worked for 20 years. Today, neither of these works on its own anymore. Content without topical authority is stacked that no AI system cites. Buying links from sources LMs don't read is wasted budget. But the trickiest part, a team playing the old game stays unaware that they are losing for a long time because they are looking at the wrong metrics. Traffic, not revenue. Most teams measure sessions. The better one measure registrations from organic, and handful actually measure MRR from the channel and CAC versus paid. If you've got 50,000 LLM impressions and 0 registrations, you don't have geo working, you have vanity working. And the biggest one, they don't see the asymmetry. Top CMOs thread LMs to Google 1 to 2 as the benchmark. So if yours is 1 to 50, you are not working the channel at all. 1 to 5, it's still just at the beginning. Only 1 to 2 above signal, that's the system is fully assembled. So old school SEO doesn't even calculate this metric. What does it mean? If you get 3,000 of non-branded traffic from Google, that means 1.5K should be coming from LLMs. 80% should be coming from ChatGPT. Next one should be coming from Claude, and then a bit from AI mode and AI overviews, and then a bit of perplexity. So it divides like that. So if your ratio is different, and in most of the cases it's different, you need to come back to semantic SEO, do this work again, and then you can come back and just estimate and see how it's really working for you. So they're working well, but the rules that no longer apply, and they usually found out the momentum. A competitor has already locked up their subcategory for a year ahead. And we saw this many times. For example, with enterprise CRMs who were competing against Salesforce and HubSpot, but then accidentally, while passing the category, we understood that 50 to 100 of the main entities which we were hunting is taken by Zoho CRM. And Zoho was not so well known, but in LMs it's the leader because their team just made an amazing job. So guys, if you're watching from Zoho, well done. And it's happening all the time. So if you start working on those 4 directions, the faster you start, the better results you will get and the sooner. In the previous block, old school SEO works blind. Now, how we do it and how it should be done in any SaaS or AI product today. It doesn't start with content and it doesn't start with links. It starts with actually seeing the picture in numbers. We call this the AI Visibility Audit. And step by step, first, your own traffic. We split it into branded and non-branded. That instantly shows how strong your brand already is as an entity and how much you're getting on non-branded demand. Second, competitors, at least 5. We run them through the same models, the branded search, the LM visibility, the LM to Google ratio. We calculate TAM, SAM, and SOM and see the real growth ceiling for your product. Third, query fan out and content audit. We map how a single user query inside an AI system unfolds into dozens of sub-queries. That's already covered on your site, whether the gaps are, what to rewrite, and what to delete. Fourth, citations on 30 to 50 commercial queries. Which pages get cited? Which sites get pulled in together with you? Where the brand should be showing up? Comparisons, top lists, best of pieces, feature questions, product pages, social media. They are the queries closest to your revenue. Fifth, free tools and refresh. What part of your functionality could be given away for free as a top of funnel entry point? How often your content is currently being updated and how often it should be based on your competitors and based on AI, which is citing your content or maybe content of your competitors. Sixth, and most important, ROI model. So all the data flows into financial forecast, current unit economy, conversions, LTV, the investment required. Output is a table of projections for leads, sales from the LLM channels, revenue and payback on first, second and third year horizon. This is essentially the ROI prediction you take to your CFO and to the board to define the organic budget, not just give us resources because we believe in that or just trust us, but a concrete financial model built on your own product's data. From all of that, we built a strategy for 3, 6, and 9 months horizon with specific roles, what your team owns and what we own. And only after that, execution start. I can predict the questions coming up. Let me cover the main ones. We already tried SEO. It didn't work. So almost every time it didn't work, it means the old approach. Teams mass-produced content, usually AI content, didn't work on brand SEO, bought links, and now they're wondering why everything is sliding and pages aren't indexing. They are not indexing because there is no uniqueness, no topical authority. They are not structured around query fan out. There is no brand SEO giving the signal that you're a real company and not fly-by-night startup. So plus, no refresh. This isn't SEO doesn't work. It's a specific set of old school mistakes versus new approach with 4 main directions, which is topical authority, brand authority, programmatic, and refresh. We need a quick win. We've got 3 months or 6 months until the next round. So SEO is not for us. It depends on the starting point, of course. And if the product already has decent brand authority, you can start with programmatic pages. They index really quick. Modern models like ChatGPT, they crawl almost daily. And with the right approach, you can see the first results within a week. And pages enter the index quickly, behavioral factors kick in, and momentum starts building. With content pages, speed comes down basically to your team velocity. So if the team ship 3 to 5 articles a month, that's one speed. 5, 10, 20 pages a week, completely different speed. And results land orders of magnitude faster. So we had a case with 3.5x LLM traffic growth in just 3 months, specifically because it was programmatic plus brand SEO combination. And we scaled it really quick. Our team is small. We don't have the resources for all 4 directions at once. You don't need all 4 directions at once. After the audit, it's always clear where the biggest potential lies for your specific product. So that's where you start. If the product is brand new and brand work hasn't been touched before, you almost always need to start with brand SEO. The logic is simple. Without brand authority, there is no visibility. And without visibility, all your content stays invisible. It just doesn't take off. And here you can start with the most budget-friendly tactics like guerrilla PR, like working with influencers, like commenting, running threads on Reddit, answering on Quora, your own YouTube. After the audit, you know exactly where you need to show up. This doesn't take a big budget. It takes consistency. Once brand SEO is moving, your layer is semantic SEO. You need topical authority. So this direction typically delivers the bulk of the traffic, so you can't skip. And the good news, content for this can be assembled even with Claude or Gemini. With one condition, you need unique data. So, and SaaS products usually have plenty of it. So you have documentation, you have releases, you have launches, you have internal analytics. So good content is content enriched with your own internal data that nobody else has. That's the only way it can be published, even with a machine-assisted format like Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini. But to repeat, without brand authority, those pages won't take off straight away. And so their 2 directions run in parallel. So programmatic SEO is the maximum boost level once the foundation is in place, and refresh is just insurance. So it simply keeps your pages inside the SERP and stops them sliding. AI search is changing too fast. There is no point building a long-term strategy. The surface changes, the interfaces, features, the format of the SERP. The foundation doesn't change at all, like entities, topical authority, brand mentions, behavioral signals, and freshness. That's what Google and every modern LLM are built on, and it's what every new AI search engine will be built on. So strategy is built around the foundation, not around the specific AI search feature that might change next quarter. So you can take everything I just walked you through and just roll it out yourself. If that's the route you want, so close the video, you've got the whole map. What follows is for those of you who want the shortcut, who don't want to make the mistakes we already made, and who wants to see the first results fast, instead of figuring out by yourself for 6 months to a year, losing traffic, registration, and revenue along the way. Here, what we can help you with. First, find the big idea. Where your product has the biggest opportunity in Google and LLMs, which positioning will lock you in as an entity in your niche. Second, build a topical map. Which pages to create, which to rewrite, which to delete, so AI cites you specifically. 3, set up brand SEO placements of listicles, analyst reviews, top list publications, the sources, LLMs refer back. 4, launch programmatic SEO, free tools, AI pages, converters, the things that bring leads at scale and land in AI indexes. 5, put in place a 30-day refresh cycle. Updates on your key pages so AI doesn't drop you on your own launches. And 6, build the ROI model. So financial forecast for leads, sales, revenue, and payback for a 1, 2, 3 year horizon. The document basically which you take to your CFO and to the board. By the end, you'll have the full system in hand. It's a clear strategy, specific pages, an operational refresh cycle, and measurable metrics across all 4 directions. Not another audit. So it's a working organic channel for 6 till 12 months horizon. So we work with every client individually, tailored to your product, niche, and stage. I personally review every inbound request, and then our team takes over. We have dedicated people on every project and across every one of our 4 directions, which is why the number of clients we can take is physically limited. The first call is an hour-long discovery call. We'll go through your product, niche, and current situation, show you where the biggest potential lies, walk you through how we implement and answer your questions. The call may be with me personally or with someone from the team. And here's the most important part. A full AI visibility audit is a separate paid product of ours. If you came from this video and write the word audit in the form or on LinkedIn, we'll prepare one for you free of charge, ready by the time of your call. So instead of a generic conversation, you'll get the finished map on the discovery call, whether you are winning, where AI isn't seeing you, which pages should be cited, and the ROI forecast for 1, 2, and 3 years. This is a bonus for those who watch till the end. We're a small team, and practically we run no more than 20 of those audits per month, and we take no more than 15 clients per year into full engagement. So this isn't a marketing trick, it's just the real consent. So if there are no slots open right now, there is a waiting list. If you're ready, head to the link in the description, fill in the form and write the word audit. So my team will see you came from this video, prepare a free AI visibility audit for you and reach out to book the call or message audit to me on LinkedIn. It works the same way. Thanks for watching to the end and see you in the next video.